Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. So we are doing another Tyranid Warhammer 40k video. So I've been working on this Tervigon Tyrannofex for a while. So I primed the model in black and then I went over a dry brush with a standard gray paint. And these are just the other pieces that I dry brushed after priming black. Just a first layer of gray over the rest.
Body itself is a little harder to showcase, but
I'm just gonna dry brush a little more on my crab claws here, just to show what I've been doing. So some people mention that a problem with dry brushing is that the model looks real chalky when they're done. But I kind of like the chalky look, to be honest.
after a few passes,
And that's what it looks like when it's completed. With the gray. And then the backside with the black. See the contrast. And then that is it when both sides are complete.
alright, so after the initial run, first coat of white is applied so that the legs and stuff to do. But that is first part. The dry brushing of the white, and I did not give an update after that, but went right into like my claws, my spiky bits that all use a strong tone on that, because I want all the pokey bits to look kind of like my thought was they would all look like fossilized bones, or like the bones that you see in Indiana Jones movies and things like that. That kind of like oxidated looking brown. That's what I wanted them to all look like. So I completed that all the way around. So all of this strong tone is done. Same thing with the head. Dungeness crab claws, etc. So the way that they dried, I got a little pooling on the tips, but I don't hate it, so I left it. I didn't try to fix it or anything like that. I just left it because I was like, I kind of like it. One thing that's cool about Tyranids is nothing has to be truly uniform, because they're organic creatures. You can kind of have mistakes and it looks natural, and I like that. It means I don't have to be perfect. And then the gun as well. Not as many pokey bits on the gun, but kind of an update there. And then this gun as well. Little pokey bits have been toned. And then the baby sack. A couple bits on the termagants that are coming out. But next, as I started as well last night, is in all the fleshy parts, the vents, the kind of connective areas, I go over one bit purple alchemy and then the other bit Hive Dweller purple, and it makes a nice kind of dark but also retains that pink as well. An example of what that looks like is my Horospex. So it still maintains some of the pink, but it's also got the dark undertones of that purple that's shining through. So just an example of that. We finished the dry brushing. We finished all the claws, talons, anything that was kind of claw, bony, anything like that with the dark tone. So what I did next was I've gone through with my alchemy purple, and this is the Tervigon birthing sack. I wanted it to be kind of pussy looking. It works. I may experiment more with what I'm trying to look for, but I kind of like the way this turned out. I still plan to go over this with a purple as well, but right now, like all the places that are kind of stretched out it's Zealot yellow with the alchemy purple kind of mixed together, and it kind of makes this orangish color. So then I just went over kind of the small pustules with more of purple, alchemy purple. That's one side. And here is the other side. So anything, because all my fleshy bits are this pink and purple tone, so I wanted that to still kind of appear. Now I've gone through and applied the alchemy purple to all the things that are going to be kind of fleshy. So all the little like vents like this down here, I always make those what you would say like are your muscles, your insides, you know, your like the gums of my Tyranids. I'll kind of have that. Here's the face and mouth. And that's the Tervigon head. And one thing you'll see kind of like right there, this stuff stains. It's hard to get off, but once I apply the green, I'll be able to mask it pretty well. You won't notice, but so this is just all the pink, well, the alchemy purple. All the places that I'm going to have kind of that fleshy look, connective tissue like right there, it's all going to be pink and purple. Not much on the crab claws. Not many spots there. I've thought about like having this part in here, because it looks like you got shell, and then in here that's kind of more fleshy. I haven't done that with my other thing that I have, my Horospex that has those claws as well. So I didn't go through that here. Same thing here, like you could make this part here more fleshy looking, but I just have it match the body. And then here, the full body itself. I was testing it just on that spory part in preparation of what I want to do here, but may experiment a little bit on that. And the last two bits, I wasn't sure what I was going to do with these things, but I'm going to, largely because they seem to really match this, like structurally speaking, organically speaking. I thought it would make the most sense to just have it be the same fleshy tone, and then we can go from there on. Do I want to keep maybe the spore popping parts, lighter, darker, we'll see. We got all the pink done. Next is to go over the parts that I want a little bit darker with my purple. We'll see the results after that. All right, so we finished applying the Hive Dweller purple. This is where we are at currently. So after that's been applied, I also started to paint the gun, the rupture cannon, with a Arkellian green. This is the Tervigon Hive Sack. So all my Termagants have that. All the Tervigon guns are painted with the Arkellian green. And so the rupture cannon is kind of, the way I see it, like a giant version of that. Claws. Got the Tervigon head. Tyrannofex head. The Hive Dweller purple does a pretty good job about not covering up a lot of the pink. It kind of just adds depth. Not much to show on the actual body because there's not much pink and purple to apply there. Acid Maw, get my hand out of the way. So just adding more contrast to. And then, because this is like acid, I went over with a little Poison Cloud from Army Painter mixed with Hexwrath Flame. And kind of gave it this avocado look to it. I like the way that it came out. And my thought process was that the bumps are kind of slowly getting darker because all my Tyranids are, their primary color is Dark Angel Green. So the bumps are like slowly getting darker to that Dark Angel color, which is where the rest of that is going to be colored. Next we'll be painting all the Carapace with a gray. So here's one of my Termagants. So the Carapace on all of them is gray with this white, light gray kind of hash marks along the outside. So that will be the next step on the Tyrannofex. We've painted the Carapace. And we also added a little accent to the area where the little spiky bits are coming out. I'm going to go over it again just to bring some brightness to it because it's a little muted at the moment after I was trying to add a shade to it. So I'm going to go back over. That's why this right side here is a bit darker than the stuff on top because the shade kind of muted it. So I'm going to go back over it, brighten it up. That is the Carapace. And next we'll be painting the body with the Dark Angel Green.
this part I am highlighting the top and raised edges of the model. I'm using my base coat, the dark angel green, in a 4-to-1 blend with the dark angel green and white. Here I am adding the highlight to the Carapace. So I run a very light gray across the edge of the Carapace. And then I will go back over the front facing side and add texture marks. Here I am adding some highlights to the claws and pokey bits, just to bring a little highlight to those areas. And here I'm adding the textured lines to the Carapace, again with that light gray.
Now it's time for the completed assembly. Here's the Tyrannofex with its acid cannon. Tyrannofex with the rupture cannon. The Tervigon with the spore crusher claws, whatever they're called. With the Dungeness crab claws. And the monstrous scything talons. And that is my completed Tyrannofex and Tervigon. Real fun build. Enjoyed my time building it. One of the more challenging models that I've had to magnetize to date. I may need to take these legs off. They make it very difficult to get the guns on. They're too far forward. So I may have to remove them, re-glue them further back. Yeah, let me know down in the comments, what do you think? Did I do something wrong? Is there something you would do better? Happy to take the criticism and tips. Also, let me know in the comments what you'd like to see me build next. I do have the Leviathan box. I did pick that up. I will be doing Barb Gaunts and the Psychophage Brain Bug eventually. Yeah, let me know what you would like to see next. I think I like the way these look best on it because it just gives the most color, most kind of contrasting piece to it. I don't know if these are the best. This is the best loadout, but I think I'm gonna have this as my display just because I like the way it looks. These little spiky bits, careful, they do hurt. I punctured myself more than once, that's for sure. Thanks for checking out this video. Please like, share, subscribe. If you want more Tyranid building content, let me know down in the comments, and we'll see you in the next one. Take it easy.